Hi, I'm your host, Larry Smith, and you're listening to Speakout Podcast, a community outreach of the Lawrence County Career Technical Center in Moulton, Alabama. Today, my co-hosts are Ada Grace and Addie Calhoun. Ada Grace is a junior and Addie's a sophomore at Lawrence County High School, and both students at the Lawrence County Career Technical Center in Mrs. Bennett's Salon and Spa Management Program.
Hi, Larry. We're excited to be here.
Well, this is an exciting pair of firsts in our podcast, and thank you all for joining us today. Today, we're recording our first podcast series and on location. And Speakout Podcast is coming to you today from the Alabama Center for the Arts in Decatur, Alabama. And it's our first podcast, and it'll help our viewers learn some general information about the history of the Alabama Center for the Arts. Joining us for this segment are Dr. Dave Ragsdale, the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Athens State University, Kim Parker, Fine Arts Department Chair and Visual Communications Instructor at Calhoun Community College, and Jennifer Bunnell, Chief Operating Officer for the Alabama Center for the Arts.
Welcome to Speak Out.
And I'll get everything kicked off for us. First of all, I guess maybe for you, Ms. Parker, we'd like to know more about the creation of the Alabama Center for the Arts. Can you tell us how the center began?
I'm Jennifer Bunnell.
Oh.
This is Kim Parker.
See, I already messed up.
It's all good.
I'll bleep it out.
I would love to be Kim Parker.
Okay.
I would love to be her today. So the Alabama Center for the Arts began being talked about in the early 2000s when the city of Decatur and Morgan County wanted to make downtown Decatur an arts destination, an arts district. Mm-hmm. And they began talking to Calhoun and Athens State University about bringing higher education to the county because Morgan County just happened to be the largest county in the state that did not have higher education within its boundaries. So the partnership was formed and created, and we opened for classes in August of 2012 in our visual arts building.
And I know that this building, I guess both buildings have quite a history. They're part of the history of Decatur. I did read that, and you're right down here by the Princess Theater, perfect place.
This can be directed to anyone who wants to ask. What programs of study and degree options are offered at ACA?
Do you want to go first or should I?
Why don't you begin?
I will start. At Calhoun, we offer both performing and visual arts degrees. In our performing arts, we have theater with 3 tracks. So we've got acting and directing, we have musical theater, and we have technical theater. We have a general studies music major, but within that major, we have opportunities for students to be in the chorale or our show band, both of which perform all over our campuses and out in the community. And then we have music technology, so if you're interested in producing music, creating your own music, that's a good option. In visual arts, we have a general studies in studio art, which involves painting and drawing and ceramics and all kinds of fun stuff. And then in visual communications, we have graphic design, digital publishing, 3D modeling and animation, and multimedia production technology. I think that's all of them.
Prior to the establishment, I'm going to go off the track here a little bit, but prior to moving into the buildings here and establishing the Center for the Arts, both colleges did have some programs similar. I remember years ago Calhoun had a graphic design program.
Oh,
and
yes.
A recording studio, and I'm sure Athens State, very similar.
Yeah, they were just on our main campuses, and so we all just transported here together.
Right. Okay, great.
And Dave, you want to tell us about Athens options?
Sure. In general, they mirror the options that are presented to students at Calhoun for those 3rd and 4th years of study. At Athens State, we offer a Bachelor of Arts degree and a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, which the difference between those is the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree is a bit more intensive in the arts instruction. The Bachelor of Arts degree is a little more general. The tracks, though, are similar to Calhoun's. In theater, we have acting and technical theater degree options in the theater area. And then in the visual art area, we have painting and drawing, studio art, and ceramics as well.
Wow.
And then a large contingent of our students are really interested in studying graphic design and graphic arts.
Right, okay. Next question.
This is also directed to either of you. How much time do students spend on campus at Calhoun and Athens State when they're pursuing a degree at ACA?
Do you mean at the main campuses or just here at the ACA? How much time do they spend?
Just,
How much time?
Yeah.
Just here?
Yeah, just here.
It may be different for Athens State students. With Calhoun students, we try to set up our programs, if possible, so that students can come either Monday, Wednesdays, or Tuesday, Thursdays, at least in our visual arts program. But in theater and but any of the performing arts, it's pretty much a Monday through Thursday situation. But they just don't really want to go home because it's great here. And so even when there aren't classes going on, they bring their stuff, they come in with rolling luggage and they just spend the day. And I kind of feel like it's the same at Athens.
Yes.
Yeah.
So would the students would spend alternating days then on the campuses of Calhoun and Athens if they're taking other courses as well?
Yes, yeah. But a lot of our things are offered online.
Okay, so a lot of it's online.
Well, for general studies.
For general studies, yeah.
I'm just talking way too much, and you just jump in and interrupt me.
I'm ready to jump.
So for most of our classes here at the ACA, those are in person. But for our students who, of course, they have to have general education requirements, we make sure that those are offered online in case the in-person ones at the other campuses don't work out with their schedules. So it makes it a little bit easier for them. They have more options.
Now let me add a little clarity to this with regard to Athens State. So Athens State, in case you don't know, is an upper division school. So it's a four-year university, but it's only the third and fourth years are we offering. That means the students that are coming to us, to Athens State, have already finished their general education. How that translates to their time here at the ACA is that they're exclusively at the ACA. In other words, they're in their junior and senior year already, so their general education requirements, for the most part, are complete when they arrive. So all of their time in the arts program is spent here at the ACA, not at the Athens campus.
Great, exactly what I was trying to understand. Well, what are the advantages of studying art here at the Center for the Arts as compared to other options that a student might have here in our area?
Well, this is essentially a conservatory, and there's not another model for it in the state or nation that we know about where you can receive instruction and receive degrees at the associate degree level and the bachelor's degree level, and we're hoping very soon even master's degrees within the same building.
Okay, right.
This facility is dedicated to the study of art, and it's a unique conservatory model, something that we're proud of and that we know serves students in a very, very impactful, profound way.
Exactly.
So are there any scholarship opportunities here?
Oh, yes. Many, many. In fact, I have a meeting a bit later today about scholarships. Through Calhoun, everyone who applies can fill out their FAFSA form and a Calhoun scholarship form. So in addition to the fine arts scholarships that we do have, there are performing scholarships, but there are also academic scholarships, service scholarships, and there's a comprehensive list on our website at calhoun.edu. So it's super easy to apply for those. And then we get the list here of everyone who was interested in fine arts scholarships, and we kind of go through that and check all the boxes and then award those for, they usually start in the fall.
And I assume, and hopefully you didn't already say this, but that our counselors at our high schools will have this scholarship information?
Yes, they know all about that.
Okay.
And then
And Athens State is reciprocal in almost every way.
Okay.
So we too offer general studies and academic scholarships, but also scholarships in the fine arts that would be, that reside in this building. And in fact, if there's a student on scholarship here, if their scholarship is given by the ACA, they could receive that scholarship at Calhoun, and then when they transfer to Athens State, that scholarship follows them.
Well, that's great.
to their work.
Yeah, and there are a number of those. Every year our foundation does a fundraiser specifically to support the financial needs of students at the ACA. So we offer a range of scholarships through there, but those can still be applied for through the individual schools.
Okay, great.
And before we go on, let me just
Okay.
add one, I want to jump back one question to the advantage of studying here at the ACA
Yeah.
and preview to you that we're opening a residence hall just one block away for the students at the ACA. That residence hall is going to open in October, they say. So pretty
Really?
soon you can not only study the arts here at the ACA, but live it. And we're really excited
Okay.
about that opportunity for our students.
Wow, okay.
Can either of you guys tell us more details about the visual arts program?
Which part of the visual arts program? There's so much. Do you have
any
any
of it.
particular interest or just?
Anything, just
Well,
whatever.
just in general, as far as visual arts, it's drawing, paintings, ceramics. What all do you?
Yes, well, in studio art, we do all of those things, including 2D and 3D composition, which are awesome classes it's basically like kindergarten, but at college. And so you get to make all these incredible things, and you get to use scissors and glue, and I love those classes. But also our more computer-oriented classes still take some of those because we think that a base in fine art is important when you're doing graphics and things like that, because it also involves the principles of design and composition. So in our more technical tracks, most of the classes take place in a computer, but we do have options for them to do hands-on visual arts.
And this is a question for both visual and performing, I think, and all this, but the students that come here, they're going to be probably concentrating on they're going to be wanting to do some kind of a thing, like in performing arts, or, to maybe be acting or something like that, or in visual arts, they want to be graphic design. But when they come, though, they will be getting some experience maybe at the other things that you offer here in these programs as well. Will someone that, say, takes visual arts and wants to be a painter, they would have an opportunity to study graphic design as well?
Absolutely. I mean,
well-rounded, I guess is what I'm saying.
I guess this goes back to another benefit of taking classes here is that no matter what your major is, all of our options for both Calhoun and Athens State are open to all of our students and to the community as well. People can just come in and take one class if they just want to learn how to do something. So we have visual arts students who also appear in our plays. I have a student he does visual arts, he is in our show band, he is in the chorale, and he does music technology.
Okay.
So they get here and they find out that they're interested in all these things, and they can take multiple tracks and get multiple degrees all in one place.
Okay.
Not uncommon for artists to have multiple talents or curiosities. And so they're able to explore all of that within the building and among two institutions.
Yeah, that's really cool.
How amazing is that?
Really cool.
And it's a way for them to participate and feel like they're in clubs or student life by being in the plays or the band or participating in art shows.
Exactly.
Well, Ms. Bunnell, can you tell us about upcoming projects here at the Center for the Arts?
Yes, we are about to be in full swing. Both of our theater departments, the Calhoun Theater Department and the Athenian Players of Athens State, will have spring productions.
Okay.
This year, Calhoun in March will be performing Calhoun Cabaret. And in April, the Athenian Players will do The Rocket Men, which will be, I think, really interesting because it was written specifically for the Alabama Center for the Arts.
Really?
And it tells the story of Werner von Braun and all the space history and research and exploration that's taken place in Huntsville.
Well, can you tell us who the writer is?
Her name is Crystal Skillman.
Crystal Skillman.
And like I said, this is the world premiere right here in Decatur, Alabama of The Rocket Men.
That's incredible.
So from the beginning of the center till now, how would you say it's impacted our generation, being a part of visual or performing arts?
who wants to take
we
it?
may all want to chime in.
It's for anyone.
It's right here, which is a beautiful thing to have these state-of-the-art facilities right here in Decatur, Alabama. They are very impressive. If you haven't been here and looked around and seen it or experienced it, students or the community, we welcome you to come see the art shows in our galleries and to see our very talented students performing. To have that in downtown Decatur is quite impressive.
And let me add just a twist to that, since you asked specifically about your generation. One thing I've noticed about your generation is that your generation in general is very keenly aware and focused on making the world a better place. And I think that's what we do best in the arts, is make the world a more beautiful place. And I think your generation is more in touch with that than any of our generations.
So can students who don't have a goal of a career in the arts benefit from an experience at ACA?
Oh, absolutely. I think everyone across the board should take some sort of classes in the arts, whether it's performing or visual. I think it makes us better. Now I am an artist, but I'm also a teacher, and I have a background in theater. I am a better teacher because of my background in theater. I didn't take those classes to go off into the world and act as a profession. I just loved them, but it changed the way I do things, and it changed the way I interact with people. And I think that's true across the board for all of the arts. So even if you don't want to be an artist, or you don't want to create music or as your profession, I think those things enhance your life. We always talk about the importance of STEM and how important it is to teach people how to think. But the arts give you something to think about, and I cannot overstate the importance of that.
Right.
And I think more and more, as we go into the 21st century, where in our generation, we went to college and there was kind of a straight line path to what our employment. So we're going to be a teacher, go to school to be a teacher, and then become a teacher. But today, it's not as clear. There are so many options, and the workforce is so much more diverse now. There are many ways to get at those careers. And I think the relevance of an arts background is more relevant today than it has ever been. In fact, I think everything we do in this building is workforce development or workplace learning.
Right.
Learning to speak in front of others. There's music in the elevator. There's art and color everywhere. And we have to interact with those design concepts all of the time.
Well, this is for everyone. What advice or information would you give to students who are interested in being in visual or performing arts here at ACA?
I think the first step is to come and tour the facility and maybe sit in on a class. We actually love it when students come and just kind of visit our classrooms. Our teachers here are very open to sharing what they do and giving students a glimpse of what it's like to be a student here. I think there are so many people who feel like they are not college material, and they're very often wrong about that. If they find the classes they're truly interested in, then they're going to be very good at college, and that's what our students find here. So I say just come on, look around, visit with us, and then you're going to figure out where you want to be and jump right in.
Well, and I may be jumping the gun with the summer program that you have is an opportunity for someone to come over.
Absolutely. Are you referring to the Project Summer Arts Camp?
Yeah, the Summer Arts
Yes.
Camp, yeah.
So every summer, we create a 2-week experience for rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors here at the ACA. So you can come and be a part of a different camp every single summer. This year, it happens to be the School of Rock. So we have 4 tracks. We are doing a vocal track, an instrumental track. We have music technology, where they'll actually produce the EP, and then visual arts. We're going to make a rockumentary and a music video. We'll culminate in a live concert. We're going to make tour T-shirts. Like it's just going to be a really cool 2 weeks. Last year we did musical theater. The year before that we did stop motion animation. We've made short films. We've done puppet theater. We're already making plans for next year, and we haven't even made it to this year's camp yet. So there's something for everyone, and we try to incorporate both performing and visual arts in every camp that we do to give everyone an opportunity. And applications are available on the ACA website right now.
Wow.
And the due date to deadline
March
to apply
31st,
is March
yes.
31st.
Yes.
March 31st is the deadline to
Yes.
apply. Well, thank y'all for being our guest today on Speak Out. You've been listening to Speak Out Podcast, the community outreach of the Lawrence County Career Technical Center in Moulton, Alabama. I'm your host, Larry Smith, and I'd like to thank my co-host, Ada Grace and Addie Calhoun, and our guests for this episode, Dr. Dave Ragsdale, Ms. Kim Parker, and Ms. Jennifer Bunnell. Please check out our podcast on the Lawrence County Career Technical School website, and we hope that you'll join us for future episodes.